16 years had gone by, and in a high tower in the middle of a deep forest lived a beautiful girl named Rapunzel, the same girl the witch had taken so many years before.
Rapunzel! Rapunzel! Oh, Rapunzel, let down your hair to me!
All right.
My obedient girl.
Rapunzel was trapped in a tower with no steps, so she could not come down. The witch wanted Rapunzel for herself and wanted no one else to see her.
Ah, Rapunzel, play something for me.
Yes, ma'am. Ready?
You seem depressed.
It's not that, but my mind's filled with 1,000 questions.
Curiosity can be dangerous, my dear Rapunzel. What is it you want to know?
Oh, thank you. Please, are you my mother?
How many times must you be told? No, I'm not your real mother. I'm your foster parent, your grandmother. But I did raise you from a child.
Yes, but why did you have to raise me, Grandma?
I'm a kind woman.
I know you are, Grandma, but did something happen to my real parents?
A witch cast an evil spell upon your parents, but I was able to save you.
How awful. I'll never be able to thank you enough, Grandma.
Your obedience to me is my reward. All I want is to keep you safe from harm.
Oh, I see. To keep me safe.
Yes.
Grandma?
Well, now what?
I'm sorry, Grandmother, but does that mean I have to stay up here in the tower for the rest of my life?
But, my dear, I come up here to keep you company. Nobody else can climb up, so you're safe as can be, Rapunzel.
Yes, ma'am.
Rapunzel's life did not change until one day the prince of the country was wandering in the woods.
What? Whoa.
And in the distance, he heard exquisite music being played.
Oh. Where could that beautiful music be coming from?
The prince followed the sound and soon came to a tower which stood in the middle of a small clearing. And a very strange tower it was.
The only way into the tower is by that window. And that's too high for anyone to climb. There's just no way I can reach her. But she plays so beautifully. I've got to meet the woman who makes that music.
The prince was spellbound. He felt hypnotized by the melody. In the evening, when he returned to his castle, he could still hear the music playing in his mind. In the days that followed, Rapunzel continued, as always, to play for the witch, never dreaming that not far away someone else was listening too. For the prince had returned every day to enjoy her playing and to plan how to meet the maiden who lived in the tower.
Rapunzel, let down your hair. Yes. Lower.
Huh?
Now, raise up your hair, Rapunzel. Rapunzel, let down your hair to me.
Yes, Grandmother, what happened? Did you forget something?
Aha. Don't be afraid, fair lady. I mean you no harm, I promise you. Here.
Forgive my asking, but who are you, sir?
I am the prince of all these lands, and I have been sitting beneath this tower for several days now, enchanted by the sound of your lovely music. The music you played sounded so open and free, but the tower seemed like a prison with totally impregnable walls. It's lucky for me that I have a talent for mimicry. Imitating people's voices, I mean.
Oh.
When I saw that old woman climb down your hair, I realized that my chance had come. I'm sorry to have been so rude. We men are somewhat impulsive, I suppose. So forgive me, please.
I have no idea how a man should behave. I've never met one before.
How utterly amazing. You mean that you've been a prisoner up here since you were born?
I was brought here as an infant, and that woman who calls herself my grandmother has kept me here ever since.
You mean you believe she's posing as your grandmother falsely?
Yes, I do not believe she's a good person.
Dear Rapunzel,
Yes?
I had hoped against hope that the woman making the exquisite music I was hearing would be as beautiful as the melody she was playing.
Were you disappointed to meet me?
To the contrary, I'm afraid your music, pretty as it may be, isn't as beautiful as your face, Rapunzel. Sweet Rapunzel, all my life, I have been hoping that I would meet a girl just like you. I love you.
Rapunzel had also fallen in love, and when the prince asked her to marry him, she agreed. He would come to visit her every evening, but to avoid the witch, he would leave in the morning. Though he had secretly wed Rapunzel, he was unable to get her free of the tower.
Husband, if you could just find me some silk and bring it to me every time you come to visit the tower, I might be able to make a rope out of it. Then possibly, when it appeared to be safe, I'd climb down and I could stay in your arms forever.
Yes, that's a good plan, my darling, but we'll have to be very careful.
Yes, I'd have to hide the rope from my grandmother.
I've come to believe that woman is really an evil witch who could be extremely dangerous.
Yes, if she were to find out, I'm afraid something very terrible would happen.
There now.
That night, they fell asleep peacefully. But when the new day dawned...
Oh, no, I've overslept. I've got to get out of here fast.
Yes, you must not let my grandmother find you here, my prince.
Farewell.
Treachery. There, ladies, that'll teach you a lesson. I keep you here for me, not for some filthy man, you ungrateful little wretch. You'll pay for this.
Rapunzel! Rapunzel! Huh? What's the matter, darling?
Sorry, Prince. Rapunzel seems to have disappeared from here.
Disappeared? What have you done with her, you witch? Where are you hiding her?
Too bad, sire. You'll have to find another girl.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, anybody who tries to make a fool out of me pays a price.
Huh? I'm warning you, old woman, if you've harmed Rapunzel, I'll... What have you done with my wife?
I'm afraid she's not a part of this world anymore, Your Highness.
You murderer!
Oh, aren't we upset, though?
Oh, I must have revenge. Oh, I'm doomed. I cannot live without the light of my life.
You want light? Here! She's not dead, Your Highness. I sent her to a distant land. What a pity, dear Prince. I'm afraid it'll be impossible for a blind man to find Rapunzel.
But I must find my Rapunzel somehow. Oh.
The prince, blinded by the thorns, did not even return to his castle, but set out at once to find Rapunzel. He wandered to many faraway lands, but still he could not find her. He searched the towns and the wilderness, but he could not find her. And though many years had passed, he had not given up.